Hello everybody, my name is Holly and this is my dad, and today we'll be discussing about depression and how it has affected our family. And these are a bunch of questions. So, first question. What is depression to you?
Depression is pretty much everyday life to me. It's depressing. It's the inability to find happiness in everyday things that you used to enjoy. It's like being held down and suffocated, like swimming in a pool with marshmallow where you can't get anywhere and can't breathe. And it's really hard to find happiness. And when you do, you don't feel the happiness that you used to before. So you might feel a certain level of happiness, but before then you would have been. Yeah.
Specifically marshmallows?
It's gooey and it's sticky and it's hard to breathe in, I guess.
It's hard to get out of too.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
So what is depression to you?
I suppose it's kind of hard for me to define it because it can come in all sorts of forms. It can come in melancholia, it can be just sadness, it can be just physical symptoms, it can be anything really. But recently, I've had a few mental breakdowns and that sort of thing, so I guess that's kind of what it is for me,
And what's that involved?
just wanting to die sometimes and just not wanting to be here and feeling like I'm all alone.
That's a big thing. It's not necessarily wanting to die, it's the just not wanting to be there anymore.
Yeah.
There's no, it's you know, I tried to commit suicide 4 times, but that was in extreme situations, and the most of the time was just not wanting to be there. Couldn't be bothered anymore. There was no reason, even though my family was there. I just didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to feel it anymore.
Okay, so should I go on to the next question?
Sure.
Okay. What symptoms do you have?
Now, I'll go through all of my symptoms. Okay, I was a police officer. I left with PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. I've been diagnosed with severe depression, anxiety, agoraphobia. At first, pretty much not wanting to get out of bed, not wanting to do anything, not wanting to be with everyone. I used to be a clown. I used to be the family clown sort of thing, and go to all the parties and all that sort of stuff, and then I just didn't go anywhere. It was difficult to go to the shops. It was hard enough just to go out to the driveway to get mail from the mailbox. Dealing with any situation at home, any stress resulted in me punching walls, throwing things across the room. It's like your chest is heavy, you can't breathe. You're constantly agitated or just so withdrawn into yourself that you can't see anything else. Really short temper, but really just not bothering or worrying about, not caring about anything. And you?
Well, like I said, I've been through different types of depression. I've had it twice now, or something like that. Might have had it more, just haven't noticed it. But back in year 7, it was more so just attention seeking in a way, because I did stupid shit that I really shouldn't have done. For some reason I sent videos of myself cutting myself to people, but it wasn't proper cutting, there was no blood or anything. But
that's part of growing up, with the whole attention seeking thing, and we probably should note that depression isn't just being sad.
Yeah, it's not. It really isn't.
Yeah, it's not like breaking up with a boyfriend or girlfriend or that sort of thing. That's sad. That's really sad, and it's heartbreaking, and I hate that my kids will have to go through that. But that's something that's normal. You'll feel sad for a little while, but you'll still be able to have happiness. Depression is not being able to feel any joy at all, and it's ongoing.
Yeah, because it's there's some days that I just feel kind of happy for a few minutes, and then it will just go back, and then I feel like unsafe in some situations, and I feel like like yesterday even, I actually was just lying down, not even wanting to go onto the iPad, just wanting to lie there doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go outside, I didn't want to do anything, and even though I usually love going on the internet,
Yeah, because you go outside so often.
and stuff. I do. I walk.
You've walked the dog twice. Anyway.
I did walk and stuff, so like yeah, and I guess I just didn't really want to do anything online, I guess.
You might need to talk up a little bit.
Sorry. But yeah, just mainly just like thinking some bad thoughts, like not wanting to be there. Like I don't want to die necessarily, and I don't want to cut myself anymore because I did that in year 7, and I know where it will lead me, and I know that.
And you knew that was
there,
mainly, like you said, attention seeking.
Yeah, and once I go there, I know that I will never get back.
Yeah.
And
And I guess it's the same sort of thing. Like online's really bad.
yeah, it really is, because it mostly is like people are mean to each other online, and it's worse online in my opinion, because people don't realize that there is someone on the other side of that. And back. We had to move inside because someone started a lawnmower outside.
We're being joined by a friend.
Yes.
Say hello. Guido. Say hello.
Greedo.
So what are we up to?
Question 3.
Yep.
Which is, what treatment have you had and what has worked?
When I first started, I went to my doctor, and he said that I had depression and post-traumatic stress, and he suggested I go see a psychologist and a psychiatrist, which I did. The psychiatrist was all the way in the city, and it was really hard because part of having PTSD, agoraphobia, etc. is you really don't like going anywhere. Once you're there, you're okay, but the planning and thinking about going there is very problematic. I went through about 4 psychologists before I found one that I actually liked and I believe helps. And I'm going back to my psychiatrist in August because I've had a bit of issues with my medication. Gone through a lot of different types of medication, but I found one finally that seems to be working. And lately it's like spending more time with family, exercise, because as you know, we've been talking about it releases the endorphins in your brain with the exercise. And pets, just naturally, I don't know, it's just something they're always there for you. I've got a dog too recently, Jaina. She's a 4-month-old Roddy, and she is adorable, and she helps make me smile each day. And this one, Greedo, they're all Star Wars names. Yeah, so I think so. What about you?
Well, I've gone through a bunch of different treatments too. I've gone to psychologist after psychologist after psychologist, but really the only one that properly worked for me was Headspace, because I felt like the person that I had, no names will be said in this video, really worked for me. Just like she understood me, she related to me, she wasn't ever mad, she was just like really just calm and like nice and
what?
yeah.
So maybe if we describe what Headspace is, it's kind of, it's aimed at youth.
Like, isn't it like...
It's like a youth psychology counsellor service sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the age group. I don't remember the youngest, but I think it's up to 25.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it is up to 25.
Yeah. It will be in the links section, so...
Yeah.
What about other things? I've found drawing, writing, that sort of thing. I know that you've written a lot of stories, so like you seem to tend to put bits of your personality into your characters.
Yeah.
Does that help you deal with the situation?
Yeah, because sometimes it just feels like when I'm alone walking and I'm just talking to myself, I feel like people think I'm weird and insane sometimes.
Because you've done that forever. Every time I've gone to the school, we've seen you walk around the perimeter of the school by yourself on playground, and some people sometimes we were worried about it, but like you said, that's how you process things.
Yeah, because I just imagine that they're there, and I know this sounds kind of selfish and kind of mean when I say this, but I kind of wish they were real, even though they've been through just as bad as
So these are the characters in your story.
Like, at the same time, I feel like that would just be bringing suffering on them because they've gone through about the same as me, or maybe even more.
Mm-hmm. So you find it hard to connect with, say, the kids at school because you don't know what they've gone through?
Yeah, except kids, because they're like forgiving sometimes, unless they're really honest. It really just depends on how you speak to them and that sort of stuff.
Teenagers are special. Yeah, it's a very hard time for you guys because you're going through all these changes, hormones and things in your bodies, and it's a very stressful time. So you know what kids can be like to each other. Kids can be really cruel, and peer pressure and things. It's just a really hard time of growing up. So I guess you've got to find your own way of dealing with it. But if you do think that you've got something more than just sadness, you've really got to ask for help, don't you?
Yeah, like go and find a website that like helps you, or maybe like ours, from it. No, I'm just kidding. And maybe just like ask for help through the people you care about, or just go and see, I guess.
So teachers.
Yeah.
Parents.
I don't know the person who actually diagnoses you, but
Well, you just have to go to a doctor.
Yeah. Anyway, so should I just go to the next question? Okay. This one's really tricky for me, and it's, what is the hardest thing about depression for you?
I'm not gonna cry.
I've actually seen that you were about to cry many times, and I was just like, oh, Dad.
The hardest thing is definitely thinking that I'm less of a person who is unable to be the father and husband that I should be because I can't do things, and that I know that you guys have been through this with me, and it's something that I feel really bad about because you shouldn't have seen some of the stuff that I've been through. You shouldn't have had a father that had this illness, and I don't think it's fair for you. I know it's not my fault, but I'm the one here, I'm the one with the illness. I blame myself. It's just because it's part of the illness. You're the problem, everything's your fault. But that's really the hardest thing, is looking at you guys and knowing or thinking that I can't be what you deserve, even though since having this illness I've been able to be there for you more, picking you up from school because I'm not working as much, and helping you with your assignments. I know that, like, realistically, when you look at it, it's a lot better, and our relationship's grown stronger, but still it's hard to get through a damaged brain that's the real reality of it, and you just really think that it's my fault and I should be better, I should be able to do this, I should be able to take the kids there, I should be able to work more hours. So that's probably the hardest thing. What about you, Punk?
I actually was looking over these questions before we filmed, and I had an answer, but now I've kind of forgotten it, so I'll try and just
So, remembering things is probably the hardest thing?
No, that's probably one of them, but I guess just when you feel worthless and like you're nothing, and then all the friends and family that you know have to deal with that, like they, not so much they have to deal with it, but you feel like that you've made them go through things that like really hurt them.
That's exactly you.
Yeah.
I know that you get upset and you always come up and say sorry to me and apologise. And you can't. You shouldn't have to apologise for the way you feel.
Yeah.
If you're depressed, you're depressed. If you're sad, you're sad. And we're here as a family to deal with it. And I know that you feel worse because you know I've got PTSD, and that anything that worries you is going to worry me, and you feel like you're putting it on me. But that's normal. In a normal relationship, whether it is depression or not, the father would take the child's pressure away, sort of thing. So yeah. See you later.
See you later.
Okay. Where are you going, buddy? Okay. See, that's why we have pets, to make us laugh.
Aww.
Okay. What are we up to, babe?
Guess I wasn't really finished. But
Okay, keep going. No.
Another problem, I guess, is just I'm kind of socially awkward. I don't really know how. Like, I say sorry also because I'm scared that I've done something wrong, because I don't know how to talk to people, even though, like, sometimes I go on about random things. Like, I remember one of my friends, I walked up to them the other day and then just pointed to a tree and said, "That's a tree!"
Just to have something to say.
Yeah, because...
Which is funny because you're someone who talks quite a lot.
I'm okay with it with people that are like really close friends with me, like, or mainly with my family, or online, because I feel like I can actually relate to them.
Yeah, but it's like, it's funny because like in a 5-hour car trip up to Port Macquarie, you can talk the whole time. You talk a lot, but it's always, and sometimes it's scattered talk, like you go from one subject to another. So it's almost like you just want to hear your voice, but when it comes to that important time of having a conversation that means something with someone, it's hard.
Yeah, because I know some of my friends will actually know this, but
Well, the rest of them will now.
yeah. I sometimes do something that kind of annoys them in a way. I sometimes like start talking to them for a little while, but then when they start talking to someone else, or when they're just like silent or something, I don't know what to say, because I feel like I'm in an awkward situation where I don't really want to interrupt them or anything, because I'm so freaking polite.
Except when you say words like that.
Yeah. But like, I'm so polite and I say sorry all the time, even though I don't need to. Like, I'm overly polite in a way. Except when I swear.
Polite's the right word. It's more like you've got more empathy, so you're sort of thinking you're a burden to them almost.
Yeah, and so I just walk off, and they turn around and they're like, "Where did she go?" And they're just like,
"Was she really here?"
"Was she really?" Yeah, exactly. They're just confused as to why I walk off, but it's mainly because I don't know what the hell to do.
Okay.
And the last question, what message would you give to young people who think they may be suffering depression?
Ask for help. It's pretty easy to do, it really is. It might feel like the hardest thing to do, but it really is easy. All you have to do, there are so many people, especially at your school, that are there. They're there for you. That's the whole reason of being there. Your parents are there for you. That's why they brought you into the world. Don't think that you're imagining things, because the worst case scenario is that you're just feeling a bit sad and you'll get over it. But if that's not the case and you really are feeling depressed, it's better to address it straight away and to talk to people and communicate, and let people know so they can share the burden and they can help you through it. Because the last thing you want to do is wait till it's too late.
And it takes years and years to get away.
Yeah, or you do something that you're going to regret.
Like commit suicide.
Which is really a big problem, like all around the world. Like, you haven't seen 13 Reasons Why, and I don't want you to just yet.
Yeah, a bunch of people start talking to that.
It's really confronting and really, I think it's a really important piece of work though for this time, because it's got so many people talking regardless of the content of if it's good or bad for people to see, people are talking about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to do, is make it more well known about what this problem is and how many people are facing it.
Yeah, because I don't remember the exact age group. I think it was like 15 to 24. Apparently, the leading cause of death is actually suicide for those people, and it's insane that that's. Yeah.
And it's not just like teachers and parents. You've got a whole section of Beyond Blue that's directed toward youth. You've got Headspace, you've got Black Dog, you've got all these different places that you can go to. And some of them you can do online, so it's almost anonymous. Some you can do over the phone, but face-to-face talking is always the best, because you see that the person actually cares. As far as Holly and her friends are concerned at school, they know that I'm available. I've been through this. I just finished my psychology degree. If you need any help, you're not comfortable with going on someone who's a teacher or something, just come up and see me. I'm always waiting for Holly at the top of the gate. So just know that people care. You're not alone. There's always something. We care about you guys. That's why we're doing this, and that's why it's so important to us. And we know that Hutch cares, because not every school would do a mental health unit as in-depth as this, and it's really important that you guys appreciate that.
And I guess my message would mostly be like, kind of just check out even if you are feeling sad, because if it is depression and you don't know that, then it can lead to really bad things. But at the same time, just because you're feeling sad doesn't necessarily mean you're depressed.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen so many people at school who say they're depressed, and since I've been through it, it feels like it's just a word now.
Yeah. It's almost a case of feeling
seeking.
depressed. Sure, I understand you're feeling depressed, but you might not have depression.
Yeah.
You may feel depressed, but someone with depression feels that way all the time.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I should probably say this on camera, but I have seen situations where some of my friends online, like old friends, have actually sent pictures to me or some of my friends of their actual cuts. And I feel like that's not really what a depressed person would actually do. I don't feel like they would show that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's more attention seeking, and you've got to look at why they're doing that. Because in my experience, a depressed person hides that sort of stuff.
Because they're scared that they'll be seen as a wormy.
Yeah, exactly. They're not out there saying, hey, look, everyone, I've got depression. Like, I'm a bit different. I'm not normal. As a way of my getting through depression, I've had tattoos of, I've got Edgar Allan Poe, who writes The Raven, which is the best poem ever written by man. And it helped me get through a lot of things. I've got my police ribbon, which is for my sergeant who committed suicide just after I left the force. I have an image of me going crazy and an image of my heart attack.
The sergeant?
Yeah, my sergeant from work. I have this picture of my arm, which has the hand coming out of it. It's a sort of image of my night terrors. And then I've got this, it's almost like a black dog, but it's a black raven of me dealing with my depression. So that's my depression arm. This one's going to be all good stuff, Star Wars, that sort of stuff. Things that have helped me get better, my family.
My favourite thing that you just said was that was your favourite poem. What about mine?
Oh yeah, Holly's Black Dog poem is
insane,
yeah,
really deep.
Yeah, it's that's what poets do. Yeah. But we've got some really good poems in the multimedia section. Check those out. Neil Hilborn is a really impressive spoken word artist who has OCD, and we both really enjoyed some of his stuff. It's really deep. So yeah.
And I guess my voice, I don't remember what I was about to say, damn it. With my poem, I guess it's more so, like, I felt really, it just flowed.
Yeah.
It just.
That's like we've got my graphic novel on there too, which I did for uni.
Yeah, and that made me cry too.
Yeah, and you'll see the difference between a story written by someone who hasn't dealt with it and someone who's actually felt it and been through it.
Yeah.
Because the way they can express themselves, someone with depression can read that and go, yeah, they know.
Yeah, like when you sent my onto all the
Facebook. Yeah, onto Beyond Blue and all that,
yeah.
And we've had so many sent to Beyond Blue, Thin Blue Line, Black Dog, and everyone on there was saying thank you so much.
Professor,
my professor
actually saying that it was like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It was just so awesome. That
Well, to me it was because it was just
made
beautiful.
me feel really happy.
Yeah,
and
which is bizarre.
Yeah, it's weird.
But that's good because that's one of the things that we talk about is writing things down, expressing it some way. You need to get it out so you can deal with it.
Because since
rather than
I've
keep it
talked
inside.
to a few people about it now, I feel more comfortable in my own shoes because of it.
Yeah, more accepted.
Yeah, I love how this conversation went from what's the message to promos for my band.
Yeah, but it's also gone from we started off what depression is and now we're both smiling.
Which is strange. Like, you wouldn't expect that.
Love
You
it.
can.